Episode 302. Tyranny had gathered their steps. The guild's studio was deathly quiet, with not a single person uttering a word. Though only 3 of them actually fought, the rest had watched the entire arena match unfold. They didn't need to crowd behind Zhang Xinji and the others. The arena was cross-server connected. They just had to log into their accounts in the regular zone, find the room number, and enter to spectate. As the head of the guild, Zhang Yu lost his composure after the match. It wasn't that he didn't want to be gracious. The result was simply too far from his expectations. With Zhang Xinji's support, he had thought this was a sure thing, that the feud between Tyrannical Ambition and Lord Grimm in the 10th server would be settled once and for all after this match. That's what he'd thought, of course. But far from settling things, it had only escalated the conflict. After exiting the match, Jiang Yu's grip on his mouse was so tight it was practically sweating. He barely held back from flipping the table. After all, Zhang Xinji was part of this match. Throwing a major tantrum would make him lose face. Zhang Yu wondered if it was his own skill that was lacking. He hadn't seen a single trace of Zhang Xinji's pre-match prediction play out in the actual battle. Getting 4 people tossed into the lava and burned to a crisp. That's just the kind of humiliating playstyle a pro uses to toy with a rookie on the lava graveyard map. This isn't the greater chance of victory we were supposed to get with Zhang Xinji on board. Jiang Yu couldn't help but grumble internally. If it weren't for the fact that the other party was Zhang Xinji, he'd have already followed the example of Tyranny's captain, Han Wenqing, and given him a piece of his mind.
My mistake.
Suddenly, someone in the studio spoke up. All eyes turned to the speaker. It was Zhang Xinji.
I've severely underestimated their strength. Whether it's Lord Grimm, Liu Mu, or that Windy Mist, their individual skills are all formidable. With the 3 of them, this match is already in the bag. Who the other 2 are doesn't matter.
Just how strong is Lord Grimm?
Zhang Yu couldn't help but ask.
Perhaps we should get a better measure of their strength.
Get a better read?
Schedule another match with him.
Another match?
He said the bet was still on, right?
He did say that. But
I'll bring some people with me.
Everyone in the studio was stunned. If Zhang Xinji was bringing people, he'd naturally be bringing team members. Is Lord Grimm's skill really that formidable? Does it take a pro team to bring him down? Yet in the next instant, Zhang Yu's excitement surged. He thought to himself,
this is a sure thing now.
With a pro team on the case, is there any doubt they'll take down Lord Grimm? If Lord Grimm and his crew are so strong they can even take down a pro team like Tyranny, what are they still doing messing around in the online game? They'd just form a team and charge straight into the pro league to go for the championship, right?
When?
Saturday's the match, so we scheduled him for Sunday.
All right.
Zhang Yu hurriedly agreed, and immediately went to contact Lord Grimm.
He agreed.
He received a reply almost immediately.
All right, I'll head back first.
Zhang Xinji gave a nod and left the studio. The match ended quickly. It wasn't even 10 o'clock yet. Zhang Xinji returned to the team's side and saw a light still on in the training room. He walked over and found Han Wenqing at his computer station, controlling his Desert Dust in a standard drill. It was practice, but also a test. Han Wenqing, wearing headphones, was completely focused. The only sounds in the entire training room were the clicks of his keyboard and mouse. Zhang Xinji walked silently up behind Han Wenqing, who remained completely unaware. The training session was 2/3 complete. Desert Dust sprinted up a slope, executing a zigzag maneuver to dodge incoming flying swords, then leaped over a trench in his path. He rolled, dodged, and punched, shattering 4 balloons that were floating and drifting erratically around him. Ahead of the platform, the path ended. In its place, floating stones of varying sizes drifted through the air. Desert Dust didn't hesitate for a second at the platform's edge. He made his decision, leaping out and landing precisely on a floating stepping stone as it passed. Without pause, he jumped again. 2nd stone, 3rd, 4th. Desert Dust continued his charge toward the opposite side, his leaps fluid and rapid. This sequence of maneuvers was enough to leave countless players in awe. But Zhang Xinji didn't see it that way. Desert Dust's jumping rhythm had been off for a while. The problem likely wasn't born in the jumps themselves, but was a rhythm issue accumulated over the entire first 2/3 of the practice. Yet, in this section requiring precise mastery of timing, the rhythm issue was finally about to show its impact.
Too late.
Zhang Xinji thought to himself. Desert Dust had just landed on a stepping stone, but this time he couldn't leap off without pause. He hadn't found another stone to land on directly, so he had to stand on this one a little longer, floating and shifting as he waited for his chance. Yet Han Wenqing seemed oblivious, charging ahead without pause as fiercely as ever, just like his style over the years, domineering and fearless. But the stepping stone he was aiming for was ultimately 2 body lengths away, and he slid right past it. Han Wenqing slammed his keyboard in frustration, but he should have known this outcome all along. Desert dust fell, plunging into boundless darkness in an instant. The practice wasn't complete, yet the black screen still displayed the time score for the completed stage, along with the figure of Zhang Xinji standing behind him. Han Wenqing turned back. Zhang Xinji said nothing. This wasn't the first time he'd seen this scene. Han Wenqing, the Fist King Desert Dust. 3 times he tasted defeat, yet he never once spoke of surrender. Finally, in the 4th season of the Glory Pro Alliance, he defeated the once invincible Ye Chu and the Excellent Era team, personally burying the Excellent Era dynasty and writing a legendary chapter as a top-tier god. By the 8th year of his career, his reaction time and APM had already begun to decline. This latest exercise is packed with obstacles, demanding the player to overcome them through a wide array of maneuvers, moving, attacking, dodging, rolling, jumping, testing a multitude of skills. It's a comprehensive all-around drill. Han Wenqing wasn't incapable of completing this training, he just couldn't match his old time records anymore. This wasn't the first time Zhang Xinji had seen such a failure. Han Wenqing was fighting back. It was the same stubborn defiance he'd shown when he knew that Stepping Stone was out of reach, yet he still chose to leap for it, a refusal to accept defeat in his heart. In the face of this, Zhang Xinji truly couldn't muster a single word of comfort. Besides, a man like Han Wenqing needed no comforting. Han Wenqing offered no explanation for his failure, caught as he was by Zhang Xinji. He simply turned away.